wrong with thinking that he did his own research.
He could have also had other playwrights who were university educated help with that.
Absolutely.
He could have had a patron look at it too.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't.
And start talking to me about this debate. Like, people are so interested in this and adamant about it. Like, I was completely blown away. I was like, oh, you want to talk about this now? Okay.
I can be on an elevator in another state or some other event that has nothing to do with English, and someone will ask, oh, what do you do? I teach English. What do you teach? Shakespeare. Who do you think wrote the play? Inevitably will. Yeah. I have the standard line that I give, and then what do I think about it? People always want to know, what do you really think about it? There's the English teacher's stance that you have to take professionally. I think the conspiracy theory is a great idea. And I'm intrigued that somebody would go that far to make it work. But I don't have any reason to think otherwise, even though these books give me a headache and made me think about it again. And I like that kind of headache. It's good, it pushes me. Anything else you want to say about it? Ask about it, comment on it? Who do you think wrote the plays?
I think it's one of those things where you just have to accept that we don't know.
I don't care, I like them.
Yeah, just appreciate them for what they are, you know.
And does it change your enjoyment of them? I don't think it does. They stand on their own. That's just an added element if you're interested.
Unless you have artists and method of time travel, then
But if we did,
or phone booth if you're into Dylan's head.
or approach it that way.
But that would take away the joy of speculation.
Speculation. There have been rumors over the years. There's a bust a memorial bust in the church at Stratford, William Shakespeare, and there were rumors that there were manuscripts in the base of that. So they brought in technology. They didn't want to destroy the bust itself, but they did some sonar work with it. There was nothing inside. There was a rumor that it was buried somewhere. They did excavations. No manuscript still. There's something new every 5 or 6 years or so.
That's crazy, the amount of money that they would put into something that, like, I don't know, I guess on surface value doesn't change anything about the place.
But people are invested, and they think, oh, if I can prove it, think about the things that I would get. Someone finally has shown this is who did it. Good luck with that. And I occasionally have students, usually in first or second year classes, who say, can I write my paper on that? No. There's not world enough in time. And you're not going to persuade anybody entirely with what you're doing. So no, let's focus on something else that you can support in 5 to 7 pages instead of 150. So, final exam review. This is going up on Moodle. It's not there yet. Some of it will look just like the midterm, some of it will not. So we've got short answer definition, relationship to Shakespeare's work. You'll have options to choose from. You'll be picking 4 of these. Just because something is on the midterm does not mean it will not be on the final. So for example, century laws and primogeniture blank verse were all on the midterm. But you did so with those, or you avoided them on the midterm. So guess what? They can over your parents here. This is not a complete list of possibilities. It's just a sample. So I'm not listing everything. And you see now why I wanted to look at the authorship debate before I took you to the review, because otherwise you'd be saying, what's going on here? Christopher Marlowe, Royal Oxford, what? I've added some character names this time, some main characters. I've added, some information from the sonnets.
If you have character names on there, what would you be expecting?
Who is it? What place it from?
So it's
What do
like
you know about it?
thing. Okay.
Short answer, identification, definition.
When you say sonnet, do you want like the structure, like what makes it a sonnet?
Yes.
Okay.
How do you know it's a sonnet?
Okay.
And
How do you
then,
know it's an English sonnet? Not an Italian sonnet. Because it's quatrains.
With the ABA.
Rhyme scheme and quatrains.
Yep.
Yes. And what's the break? So the quatrain break instead of 8 lines and 6 lines.
With the Dark Lady, do you want the specific sonnets that it shows, or no? Okay.
the second half of the sonnets.
Okay, that's what my question was.
And how many choices do you think we'll have?
Well, you have 6 to choose from and 4 that you need.
What about the dates?
Dates. 2 dates on the midterm, right? There are 3 sets here. 1623.
Shakespeare's dead. First one.
No, first folio.
First folio.
Oh my
Well,
God.
7 years after his death, which was 1616.
That's
He
what I
died.
meant. That's,
April 24th. 1580s to 1610s. Jacobean.
That's when he's,
So sad. This is when he's writing.
when he's writing, yeah.
Oh, that's that simple?
Yeah.
oh.
The sonnets and the poems and the plays. 1580s, 1610s.
Okay.
Will there be any other dates? No. These are the only ones I'm considering for it. And I've drafted the final exam, but I'm still playing. Quote identification. Again, you'll have choices here. If these don't seem that obvious, it's because I'm using the obvious ones on the final exam. First one, play, speaker, context. Othello is the play.
Okay.
How do we know that?
White skin.
White skin.
Shatter blood.
Yet she must die, she'll betray more men.
The speaker is also a fellow.
Yes. I'll not shed her blood, first person, right? Context, who's he talking to?
Yeah, that was
Himself. And this is, when does this happen?
Before her death.
Before her death, right before
Right after
her
that,
death.
he's debating.
Yeah. He's in the room with her, just talking to himself. She was put out the light, this has to do with killing her.
Yep.
How does it relate to the play as a whole? What's the play about? Thank you.
Domestic violence.
Jealousy, domestic violence, insecurity, trust, betrayal.
Great cat. Good. You know it.
Take a look at B. Some of the quotes may be long, some may be short.
Macbeth.
I was questioning this one. But we
Oh,
talked about
that's,
Macbeth.
the Winter's Tale, the shepherd.
The Winter's Tale of the Shepherd. How do you know that, Karen? Everyone is wondering.
We did the homework on it?
Yes. We worked on this in small groups in class. Right? And it's in prose, so it's not going to be a king. It's not going to be a higher elevated character. It's the shepherd. It's funny. Ah. Context.
They just found the.
They're looking. Yeah. Well, I know they just found it, didn't they? Yeah. So he's on the shore, found Perdita, the baby. Relates to the whole work. How?
If he hadn't found her, then play would be over.
Yeah, and then she's able to grow up and
Right.
comes the second half.
So they're able to bring in comedy, tragedy,
Switch from tragedy.
switch, and a generational view, right? Which we have in this play in the second half, parents versus children, who you want to marry, who you marry, and the children are doing nothing but getting in trouble with sex. Getting witches with child, robbing the ancient tree.
I have a question.
Yes.
Isn't that from Macbeth too?
This?
Fair is foul and foul is fair?
No, we're talking about B right now.
Gotcha. I was wondering, like, what?
So, fair is foul,
All right.
foul is fair.
Yeah.
Macbeth.
Here we go.
If there's more than one answer, that's fine. I'm going to put that so you know. I'll take the witches for 200.
Thankful.
What? Macbeth. Fair and foul. Yeah. That was a Jeopardy joke.
Oh.
2 answers are possible. You don't have to get both of them. You tell me the witches said it. Yes, they did at the very beginning. You tell me Macbeth said it. Yeah, he said it later in the play. Relates to the whole work count. Everything's not as it seems. Appearance versus reality. He appears honorable. He's not. And it is foreshadowing of what we'll find out later. I think I have a little bit more of this next one. 3. Yes, I do.
imitate the sun. This is Henry
Fourth.
Damn it.
This is from Henry IV, Part 1. Our speaker is
Richard.
It's blank verse. Who talks about pretending to be what he is not until the right time to reveal? Prince Hal and his soliloquy that we analyzed in class.
This is so long ago.
It was.
Awkward.
Yet here in the light imitate the sun, words, king, son of the king, to the permit the base contagious clouds to smother up his beauty. He's talking about Falstaff and the people of the tavern. He pretends to be lower than he is, less than he is. Relevance to the play as a whole. Who's fit to be a king? One of the questions the history plays ask. And it seems that maybe he is not until we get this soliloquy. And he tells us it's a strategy. It's a political strategy like his father had. Oh.
That's
Leontes? The Winter's Tale, how do we know that?
you mentioned, Virginia, my wife.
My wife, do we have some clues in the quote that tell you something about which play it's from? There won't be anything so ambiguous about jealousy that you can't tell if it's from this or Othello or something else. So I'll include some aspect that should give you the play. I'm not interested in tricking you. I'm interested in measuring, do you know the plays? Do you know what happens in them? The main characters, the main themes. And this too about jealousy, paranoia, power. Last one. I just included one more line. Really.
Is this the one where they're talking about England and the children memorize it all the time?
John of Gaunt is the speaker. The second is the play. This is all about England, an island kingdom, another Eden, and yet corrupted by its ruler. Where the speech is going, I didn't give you that part, but it's an idealization of England's past. We've got references to how it's protected against infection and war. But war is coming. Why would you mention it? It does not come. John of Gaunt, part of a warning, looking to the past. Again, if there's nothing in the review that seems really obvious to you, that's a good thing. It's on the exam. I'm not going to give it to you. Think about main characters, main themes in a place. Close reading of passages. So far, this looks like the midterm, right? I'm doing something a little different with the close readings. What can you tell me about this?
It's opened by some kind of nobility. Right.
Why do you say that?
It's written in private couple, written in Canada, and there's a rhyme scheme.
What's the rhyme scheme? In the first 4 lines. What does that suggest we have here?
Sonnet?
Count the lines. Sonnet. Start there, be suspicious. I'm giving you line numbers. Wait, are there 14? It might be sonnet. Sonnet is never rhyme scheme? Yes, it's a sonnet. So then you know what to do with it, to do a close reading of it. Next steps. break it up into the quatrains. Look at the couplet. Where's the turn? You did this. You just did it. Yes, there will be a sonnet among the selections that you have. It'll be this one. Don't forget what you're doing in the close reading. What is being said? How is it being said? How does the imagery or the descriptive language change from the beginning to the end? And how does that emphasize the content of what's being said?
How many of those are we gonna do?
I think we're just going to do one of those, but you'll have options to choose from. You'll have more than 2 options. I'll probably do 3. And this time when I'm giving you these, I'm including line numbers, act scene, and I'm going to give you a name. They're probably from plays we haven't read or sonnets we haven't read. And if I need to add a note so that you aren't all asking me, Crispin Crispinian, what is that? It sounds Latin. It is Latin. It's a reference to St. Crispin's Day. You don't need to know what that is. It's just a saint's holiday. And I'm giving you line numbers for it too. What's it about?
He's getting the troops excited to go on to battle.
How do you know that from this?
Shedding your blood with me, this that fought with us on this day even.
Hold their manhoods. Like, be a man. Fight.
Good. Gentleman in England, now in bed, will wish they'd been here. So he's not in England. And he's trying to rouse the men who are fighting with him, wherever they are. They're also banded together from this day forward. Henry V, so this is from the king speaking to his men who will be brothers from this day forward. And it's better there are only a few of us. He's just gotten a complaint that we don't have enough to hold off the French. And this is his response. We don't need them. And this is, yes, where we get that. Band of brothers. So again, you do something similar to what you do with sonnets here. You look at the punctuation, you break it up and try to make sense out of what's being said. And are there repeated images or images like we talked about with one of the sonnets, all the death images, the grave images, the repeated, look for that. This is all pretty positive overall, the language used in it. There's nothing really negative. Just the people who aren't here will think themselves first and hold their manhood cheap. How does this differ from the midterm? Hey, there's going to be an essay. Yeah. But I'm giving you a general idea of what the prompts will be. These aren't the exact prompts, but here's an idea, and you'll choose one. It's not open book. You won't be quoting from the play. You'll be writing from memory what you know about the play and what happens in it, who the characters are. So you're choosing 3 plays to write about. And here are the options of how to focus that essay. The power of language, who is able to use it, who is not. To woo, to curse, to cast spells, to spread rumors, to reveal truths, to call for justice, to seduce, to manipulate, to gain power. Consider how various characters use and misuse language or claim they cannot speak wrong. Happens in several of the plays. With what consequences? Villainous behavior. What's the motivation for bringing harm to others? Does the villain or villainous behavior achieve the intended effect? So you might, when you think villain, who do you think of that we've read about?
Iago.
Yeah, it's really hard not to think of Iago. Okay, that's an obvious choice.
Falstaff?
How does that work for him? Let's go less obvious. 12th Night, villainous behavior.
Oh, what was his name?
The 3 people against Malvolio.
Okay, so you might say Mariah Sertovi and Fabian, I think, is who said that motion. You might say Malvolio, too,
Yeah.
depending on how you look at him. Different degrees of villainy, right? Embarrassing someone, overly ambitious versus murder, making murder. What about instances of villainous behavior met with ambiguity? We as the audience don't see or aren't told about specific punishments. We're told that Iago lives. What will happen to him? We don't know. How are we to read those cases? Unruly women. Women who disrupt communal court or family order. What's the nature and or degree of their unruly behavior? What seems to be their motivation for it? Is there an objective? Are they reacting to or resisting something? How are they viewed by others or compared to others in the play? We have lots of pairs of women. I don't know if you noticed that in the plays that we were reading. Why are we reading two? Is there a deliberate contrast or comparison being made in Paulina and Hermione, for example, in the Winter Scale? Would you say one's more unruly than the other? One's accused of unruly behavior. How does she respond? One is also accused of a different kind of unruly behavior. How is she punished or rewarded for that? And then I was looking at this and thinking, what else might I include given the plays that we've read? So I started sketching maybe a question about the function of spectacle. I mean, we have witches, well, one bear, a ghost or a vision or a dream, depending on how you view that Hermione visitation. Fairies, statues come to life. What does spectacle do in these plays? How does it fit in with the themes, with what's happening in the plays? Maybe also role of family, since we have a lot of father-son, father-daughter, cousin relationships in the plays, in all the plays, when I started looking. So how do you use this guide to help you prep for an essay like that? Well, choose one of the subjects you haven't written on in the essay. Make a cast list of the main characters that you want to talk about. Check the name spellings. Bring that to the final, that's fine. It's not open book, but you can bring a note card size set of notes or an outline for the essay. That's fine. I'll probably want to look at it while you're working on it. You can bring a laptop or other device to write the essay on, but I expect you to stay offline and I will be nosy and looking over your shoulder the entire time that you're doing this. Not that I don't trust you, just that I don't trust you. Okay. I expect you to write the actual essay in class during the time allotted for the exam. And because of that, I know it will be a different kind of quality of essay than what you just gave me that you spent time on outside of class, that I hope you spent time on outside of class. Proofread closely, double space it just like it's a regular essay. Start with a brief introduction that names the plays and characters. Give me a thesis claim that directly and clearly responds to the prompt and include a brief conclusion. This will be shorter. I don't have a length requirement on it. Is that what you were going to ask?
Yep.
Yeah. No, I don't have a link. Talk about what you need to talk about. Show me and to support your claim. Understanding that you don't have access to the text and you won't be quoted. I know that. Questions? This isn't on Moodle yet. I'll put it up right now. I might add a little bit to what I have for those options. You're writing one essay. You're doing one close reading, identifying quotes, and short identification explanation.
So you said like the note card outline. If it's an outline, can it be like a sheet of paper?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Okay.
for the essay part, not for everything.
Okay, write the essay.
Just for the essay.
And I'll probably have you have your outline face down or away while you're doing the first half of the exam.
Okay.
When we get to the essay part.
Just question.
How long are you estimating that the exam is going to take? 2 hours the whole time? Okay.
Not to say that some people would be done in an hour and a half, maybe.
So the topics for the essay are what you had above.
Yeah. So you're skipping one.
One play, one topic.
One topic, 3 plays. So you're doing comparison, contrast. You know to work with, since you don't have the plays to pull from.
In your first one, you say the subjects. Do you mean like the play or the actual people in the play that we haven't written about?
The subject is the topic, so how are you focusing it? Are you
Oh,
writing about
okay.
unruly women, are you writing
Alright, I
about
get it.
the spectacle element, or are you writing about animals? Gives you a range of things to choose from that hopefully some aspect of that will appeal to you.
If we have time, could we do more than one plus reading for more points?
Nope.
Oh, shoot.
I probably have already answered this question in my head, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. What is my question? For the 3 plays. So since I already had compared Paulina, I can't use her for the unruly women.
Right. Are you talking about unruly women? You are, aren't you?
Not unruly women. I mean, she was in it. I was talking about. I was comparing her with Iago. Is what I did with my. Yeah.
Then yeah, you could.
Oh, good, because
Yeah.
it's a different.
Yes. Yeah.
If we wanted, oh, sorry. If we wanted to take 2 of these topics and merge them together, would that be cool?
Sure.
Okay, cool. I hadn't thought about that.
In the sense of writing about unruly female villains or something like that?
Something like that.
Unruly spectacle.
Or the power of language of villains.
Yeah,
Yes, you could.
Iago.
You said, oh.
My head hurts. Just be clear
You
in
made the
introduction
final.
what you're doing so that I'm not guessing which one are you writing about. You're writing about both. Yeah, okay, that's clear to me.
Okay. Actually, this question is probably already answered. Different subjects. I wrote about Leontes and Polyphemus in my essay. Does that mean I have to stay away from Winter's Tale, or can I pick someone like Hermione for this?
You could pick another character to write about, or you could even write about the same characters if you're writing about something different in regard to them.
As long as the topic is not the same.
Right, right. I don't want to read your essay again in a summary form. Right.
You should probably
The
change the
abstract
word
of our
subject
essay.
to topic.
Oh, sure. Let me just fit all 13 pages into one page. I think that's how long my essay was.
How about that?
Yeah.
And we'll add this. You may combine prompts. But here, about what you're doing. In other words, I don't necessarily want to read something about the power of language used by villainous women.
Villainous unruly women.
That makes me think, which one are you writing? I don't really know, I'm confused. Yes,
Do you have different percentages for each part of these?
I do, I don't know that I have that set up yet. I have the exam drafted mostly, and so I'll be doing that tonight, and I'll add that to this so you can see.
Alright.
The shorter pieces are worth less. The quotes will be worth, 10 points each, I think. The short answer, I think, is 5 each on the midterm, so it'll be a similar weighting. With the close reading worth probably as much as the essay, to tell you the truth, because they do different things. They ask for different things. Let me ask you, well, you can bring a laptop if you want to do it on a laptop, and then you can email it to me. That's fine. Or put it on the what's for you. If I asked you this question, the one that I thought about adding on here with the close reading, I think. How do I know this is early modern English? Oh, English majors, among others.
Part of it is through the language. Like the diction, I suppose, is probably the best example.
Meaning what?
We get, let's see, we get the I, and I'm sure there's a dot in there somewhere.
Yeah. So you see.
There's also like sentence. I'm sure there's like syntax things too, like the talking in reverse. The last line, her love for whose dear I rise and fall. It's like inverted or outdated sentence syntax that we don't use anymore.
So some outdated forms of language, especially pronouns, in other words, that we don't see anymore. What else tells you it's early modern and not, for example, Middle English?
Punctuation.
Spelling. Yeah. Spelling. Yeah. How do you know it's not Old English?
It's not
Because you can
dramatic.
read it. That's a really easy answer. You can read and understand most of the vocabulary in it. It's not much
Schweg,
more
Ordena, and Rodego.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, what spell do you think?
I will. That's what I was reading.
Also, the slant rhyme that we see, it was not slant rhyme in that time, like love and truth. Yeah.
So some of the pronunciations may be different. You know that when you stumble across an end rhyme that doesn't rhyme. It's not modern, but it's not old either. It's hardly modern. Anything you want to ask?
But wait, you said spelling comes in to what is spelled differently?
Old English, but with the
Oh,
right.
Oh, it's not spelled differently. I thought you meant like, oh, there's something spelled differently that clues me, and I'm like, wait, what?
And this is part of what makes it early modern. You recognize most of it, and the spelling seems familiar to you. You'd know it. Yeah, we don't have inflected endings. We have verbs that are separate and stuff. You don't have to know all of that. It's a question that I might include here. What makes it early modern? If you could tell me a couple things that you notice.
Can I have any extra? Yeah, I
Yeah, I
was
might
gonna say.
do that. I think it might be a bonus
Bonus
question.
question.
If you're handwriting this out, bring paper, bring a couple of things to write with. If you're using a laptop, bring that. Check today to see where the outlets are in this, right? I know how these exams go. I see one back there.
There's 5,000 right
And
there.
we hope they all work. Just saying.
That's true.
I've been in classrooms where one worked.
Oh, right.
What we had, history, English language, classrooms,
Yeah.
and that classrooms.
Strips on the wall that don't work in that room, yeah.
There's some in some do, yeah. I
So-
know.
We should be good.
I don't know.
Are we like typing out like the entire test if we want to type it out?
No, because then I have to make it available to you electronically.
Not really.
You'll have hard copies of it.
Yeah, you could just do it that way.
Just the essay. Just the essay is typed out. Okay.
Darn.
Yeah.
If
Yeah, you don't have to do it on a laptop. You can handwrite it or you can bring something. Up to you.